Hi.
Okay, so the 12. All right. Get started, Sensei. Stop.
Goku time.
All right, how's y'all doing? How's the Kameha Con been? Having a good one? There. Okay, good. I know you're probably tired from all the partying and all the Super Saiyan girls and all that, so okay, that's good. All right, but thank you all for coming to my panel, Getting Jax, How to Train Like Goku. This is just a fun panel talking about how to train like one of the most inspirational fictional characters of all time, just like getting those Goku gains, as they say. And I know you may be wondering, who's this token guy just talking about this stuff? So, who am I? I am Jordan JaxBlade Downs. I've been a fan of Dragon Ball Z since I was in the 3rd grade. I remember I used to be obsessed with Pokemon, but then like Dragon Ball Z came into my life. I was like, hey, just get out of here, you old brat. Just like the hypest thing. It inspired me so much with my fitness journey, and I've been a personal trainer since 2009. Yeah, actually 2009. I got my certification, and I get recertified every 2 years, and I'm a personal trainer and strength coach, just so I constantly like learn and stuff like that. So I'm always like adapting and learning new things. And for Rose sitting right next to me, this is actually one of my coaches from when I was a teenager, like my girlfriend. I got nothing but love. Give me some applause because my friend Steven here had a blog called Real Anime Training back in the day, which talked about like various workout routines on fictional characters. I remember when I would talk about it, some people look at me like I'm an idiot. So it's just like it was so cool to see someone also talk about it. And then go ahead and talk about yourself.
So I've been a fitness professional for several years now, and I've been writing Real Anime Training for going on 12 years, and have a YouTube channel, The Anime Trainer. We got cards up here if you want to check out our stuff.
Yeah, I got cards too. They're
holographic. They're trading cards,
yeah,
but there's only one version of them. Yeah, so fitness has always been a big part of my life. I was a fat kid. I ate my feelings and everybody else's feelings. And then over the course of a summer, I lost 40 pounds doing bodybuilding stuff, no cardio. And then from there, I just started absorbing literally everything that there is to do about fitness, and I fell in love with Dragon Ball Z, and absolutely just like devoted my life to anime and training, and to where the point it's literally my job. That's all I do.
Yeah, same. It's just like a great thing, because I remember I used to be this chubby anime fanboy getting beaten up, bullied, and then I would come home and I would see Goku, and I was just like, I want to be buff and kind like that guy. It's just so cool. So like that's what inspired me.
And now you are.
Yeah, oh, thank you so much. I'm not there yet because I need to work on some things, but thank you. I'm trying. But yeah, like, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. But the thing about this is, so we're not the only ones who love working out and do Dragon Ball Z. Like, I'm sure, how many of you have been at least a little bit inspired to work out by Dragon Ball Z? Just a little bit. Yeah.
Good
Those
stuff.
of you who didn't raise your hands, get the fuck out. Okay, I'm joking. No, that's cool. We're all gonna learn.
If you can't watch Goku train on the way to Namek and want to get up and do something, watch the whole series over.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but like that's the thing. Like I love that we have this community of people who just like they see these characters, because like the difference is compared to other superheroes. Like you know we all love various characters like Spider-Man or Superman or like the Flash, something like that. But the thing is, like at the end of the day, they don't really have to train for their powers or something like that. It's just like, oh, sunlight, I'm God. Boom. All right, I can just like run faster than this freaking ridiculous stuff. And it's just like seeing someone actually go from being like this little pudgy little kid. Look at this. Like, he has shoulders bigger than his head now. Like, what is this? Like, it's just so cool. And I know people will say, oh, the art style changed. No. It's just studying the gradual progression of Goku's body over the years. It's just like, it's so crazy to consider the fact that this little boy grew into this God dang, hulking meat man right here. Just like, it's so cool just to go and watch that over the years, just his progression and seeing like various things that you can actually apply to yourself in real life. And that's always just hit a big chord to me. And I've just been so obsessively like trying to mimic that in real life or just try to get those sort of aesthetics, and just like seeing what he does and like taking notes of what he does, and then that's what this whole panel is about, like helping you like to actually do everything Goku does, but like naturally and in real life.
And I think part of the inspiration there is that we got to see Goku from the beginning be a certain strength and go through all the trials and tribulations and training sessions to get to where he is now. And so we get to appreciate the growth, and we see the progression, and then we go, well shit, if he can do that, what can I do? You know, it's like, obviously I'm not gonna be blowing up planets anytime soon.
Yes.
Anytime soon. But you know, maybe at least I can, you know, if I can't do a push-up, maybe I can get to the point where I can do 20 push-ups straight. Yeah. Maybe I can do that.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's a great thing about that. And like, it's so funny to go back and like see Goku's original training, because his original training with like Gohan was just, you know, standard martial arts training, and maybe some, you know, standard strongman training and stuff like that.
Picking up rocks
and chopping wood and stuff like that. And it's cool to go back to his Turtle Hermit training, where like he just trained with Master Roshi, and he was able to get like superhumanly strong. Like, it's so weird going back and rewatching that. Oh, in 10 months, Goku went from like, oh, I mean, I'm pretty good, to like, oh, you put me in like Naruto, I beat everyone in the tuning things. Just like that. It's just so crazy to believe that this certain like strongman training and stuff can have such an effect, but that's actually quite true. And you want to go in depth because you have like a phenomenal blog post on this entire thing. It's like beautiful, guys. Yeah, so the training that you see Goku and Krillin do with Master Roshi, it's super endurance heavy. Like, if you are not an endurance athlete, I would never try to attempt the stuff that they're doing, because you will completely wreck yourself. So like, they're already starting from a high level of fitness, and so the stuff that you see them do where they're carrying things for long distances, and they're working out in construction, and they're not using any power tools, and they're like digging with their hands, like it's a combination of like old school martial arts training and like strongman training, and you don't really see like, they're not really doing a weightlifting or anything like that, but they're interacting with the world, and they're moving real world objects out in the world. And so they're building that strength that they can then translate into their fighting techniques. Yeah, and it's just like a phenomenal thing to see, like, because you would never think like, oh, running with milk shouldn't be that hard. Well, it's probably hard when a fucking dinosaur's about to chase your ass down.
Have you ever tried to skip for any considerable distance?
Yeah, how long is the farthest you've ever skipped? Like, you know, just like, oh, skip
10 football fields.
10 football fields? Okay, yes, nice.
Around the football field.
I would say when I was in the police academy, they made us do like runs for miles. And my thing is that like, I can jump longer than I can run, so I can skip and to get myself off the ground to alleviate my
nice!
I skipped miles.
Okay, cool. None of the props for that, my boo. Because, dang, like skipping for miles is just so intense. I remember I actually tried he has this blog post on how to do it, and it was like you have to carry like a weighted, was it a weighted backpack?
At the very beginning, you wouldn't start with the weights, but like, so
you would do all.
You would do everything without any weight. So you would do a small jog to warm up, then you would have do the skipping for however long it was, like a mile.
It was like 3 miles.
Yeah, ridiculous. And then there's like zigzagging, and then sprinting, and then balance walking, and all that different stuff.
Getting chased by random dogs.
After you get done with getting used to the volume, because getting used to the volume is the most important thing. Then you can start increasing the intensity in whatever it is you're doing. So that's the same kind of thing in any sort of training that you do. You don't want to go balls to the wall right out of the gate, because not only are you going to hurt yourself, but you're going to be like, man, I don't want to do all this crap. I'm killing myself. So you always just want to get out there, go through the motions, get the volume in first, and get used to doing stuff, and then you can start adding weight and intensity and speed and all that other stuff.
Yeah, it's just a phenomenal thing. I would actually try it, like just to see how I do it again, but it's just like, it's a one-time experience, folks. Like, see if you like it, see if you don't. I'll just say that. But then, like, going from his childhood training, which was basically this stuff, we see, like, Goku start getting into the, like, strong shit, where he starts bulking up into, like, oh my god, like, he's got more definition than a dictionary here. Like, god dang, all right, but, like, when we look at Goku's training, it's actually pretty simple. It's like, okay, he does tons of calisthenics, like one-arm push-ups, regular push-ups, hanging sit-ups regularly, handstand push-ups, shadow boxing,
walking lunges,
sparring, walking lunges, heavy-ass squats, like King Kai's plan, that sled pull and stuff like that. And that's all stuff you can do in real life. But I always thought it was like really interesting how Goku decided like, oh, I'm just gonna do primarily calisthenics as like my main form of training.
Yeah,
and
he did whatever was available to him.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever was available to him. Though he is lacking on the pull-ups though. And he's always like,
he needs some pulling motions, but then again, you know, I don't know if that would work in a gravity room.
yeah, I guess
right off the
just
wall.
rip it right off the wall or something like that. I mean, Duck Breeze should be able to help him with that. But yeah, it's like always so cool like to talk about. Like I can like the one arm push-ups and stuff like that. Because I remember when if you've ever taken MMA or boxing class or anything like that, like one of the things that because I used to take it a lot back in the day was they had us do a lot of like calisthenic drills just like to build by it. Like we had to do like these circuits. Like it was just like do this many push-ups and clap push-ups in this amount of time, do this many sit-ups and do this many like jump rope and skips and all this stuff. And it was really fun. It was tiring because it'll get you ripped. If anyone ever takes boxing or anything like that, do we have any fighters in here? Anyone do martial art? Yeah, all the people.
Actually, I was in Taekwondo.
Taekwondo, nice,
That's
nice,
all right.
nice.
All right, after the panel, tournament of power.
Yes.
Main
Yeah, nice, man. Wrestling is just insanely respectable, but it's like such a cool thing that he's able to do all these minuscule things, but make them like so manageable. Because like what's great about this is like you know when you see Superman going like, oh, you're lifting 300 quintillion tons, it's like, well,
You've been bench pressing the weight of the earth for 3 days.
It's
solid.
just like get the out of here. No, it's like, but like when you see
You don't have any right to that power.
yeah, exactly. Like with Goku, it's just like, oh, I could mimic this. I one handstand push up, and like, what am I doing? And then like, it's just like, okay, I can build up the strength of doing that, and you can actually increase your strength along with Goku by watching the series. Because you see him do like standard, you see him do like regular, and then like he's doing crazy stuff on his thumbs and stuff like that. But it's just like crazy. But you got anything else to say on this?
So one of the things that I really love about, especially in the trip dynamic, is that like you were talking about how simple it is, and it's really just taking very simple movements and then pushing them into the realm of insanity. It's just I'm going to add repetitions and weight within the form of the gravity until I'm just going to make myself as fit as I can possibly be with that. And believe it or not, there's plenty of people out there, and I'm sure you've seen them, that get completely jacked on calisthenics.
Yes.
Just by adding reps and reps and reps, or doing harder movements, you know,
Or
like
adding weight to them.
or adding weight to them, or whatever you do with it. But there's plenty of people that get completely jacked on calisthenics, so that's not an unreasonable thing. And people that get freaking strong doing them by doing things like there's a thing called quasi-isometrics movement where you go slowly, so it's like 30-second down, 30-second up for a push-up. You ever tried to do a push-up at 30-second down, 30-second up?
Oh my god.
Yes, isn't it amazing? The burn. You gotta dream about the burn because it's just like one of those
And not
things.
just that, but try this: 30-second down, 30-second up, while simultaneously tensing all the muscles in the chest and arms.
Yes, it's gonna
That
feel
will
amazing.
destroy you.
It'll
So
be
yeah,
like
there's
amazing
plenty of
power.
stuff you can do with calisthenics that can get you jacked.
But then another thing to add on to that is just like he's always like shadow boxing and shadow sparring, and like if you're not if you're a person who is a combat athlete and you're not shadow boxing or sparring, then it's just like, all right, you're kind of like shooting yourself in the foot here, because like first off, sparring is integral because Goku is constantly sparring. He wants to be the best fighter in the world. He has to fight various people to learn how to, you know, improve his game, improve like how does this person fight, how can I mimic that. And so like if he fights someone less experienced, it's like, oh, I'm already fought someone who's like, you know, I fought someone who's like Mike Tyson. You're like freaking, I don't know, like what's up? I can think of someone
I think
like
Roshi puts that in him from the beginning because
Yeah.
he says, you know, I'm going to build your body. Fighting is something you learn in process.
well, he already knew how to fight because
Yeah,
like Gohan,
but
right?
fighting more. So like you see his style of fighting evolve because he meets people and steals techniques.
Yeah.
And meets people and then understands how to move because he ends up, you know, meeting people who are better skilled fighters than he is, and he's like, well, crap, I can't just overpower this guy. I got to learn something.
Right.
So like if you're a combat athlete, like Jordan was saying, you need to be at least shadow boxing and doing bag work, and you definitely need to be sparring because you can't get the timing, the distance, or the footwork right if you're not against the line.
Yeah, because you think like, oh, I'm just gonna be like, you know, freaking Netero from Hunter x Hunter and just like punch every day, and just like, all right, son, let's go. It's just like you can telegraph your moves and stuff like that. You gotta like actually go against people. Like it doesn't have to be hard. Like that's the thing. Like a lot of people they get a bit intimidated because they think it's gonna be like some X-Men thing where like Wolverine's in the cage, it's like, all right, let's spar, and just headbutting, like fighting each other. Like, no, it's just like, it can be as simple as just like a light tap. Like that's actually how you can get better at sparring. It's just by like fighting someone and saying like, let's just go light. And then like, all they gotta do is just like, tap you. They don't have to hit you hard or anything like that. And that actually works for both of you because you can just learn how to like.
You're learning pieces of the information. You're learning the timing and the distance and all that stuff. It's like you wouldn't walk into the gym and put 405 on the bench and get under it, having never done a bench press.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you say, all right, man, I got it. I'm
Why are you calling me out? Why are you calling me out in front of all these people? All right, geez, yeah. But you wouldn't do that. It's just a thing. I love that about Goku's character. Just he's always talking about like, I'm trying to be the best me possible. He's always being the best by fighting with these people and shadowboxing and sparring. But let's go back to the thing really quickly of like why he does all these calisthenics versus the weight training, though he does do both. I think it's pretty interesting when we talk about calisthenics and weight training in itself, because like some people will be like, well, Goku's built like a freaking bodybuilder. Why isn't he just, bench pressing planets or something like that, or doing anything like that? But it's just like there are certain little benefits to doing the simple exercises. Like for example, everyone right now, like if I give you like a little, a bar, like if I give you like a broomstick or something like that, and you lay on a bench and you press it up, every one of you could probably do that unless you have a disability. And I'm sorry, but like if you have a thing where you just have a bar or a 5-pound dumbbells, you lie down on a bench, everyone can do a standard, bench press. Not every single person can do a push-up. Like there's some people who just cannot do a single push-up because it requires more stability. It works all the stabilizing muscles. That's the thing that calisthenics do that a lot of people don't recognize. It's like they help develop these little stabilizer muscles that just work your entire body, your core, and just like make you stronger all over. So it's like more, in a sense, functional in a way that will help you do that. Now there's nothing wrong with like bench press or anything like that. By all means, like get the pecs, get the dance going and stuff like that. But it's just like it's a way to just increase your strength fully. Like, and do you have anything else to
yeah, I mean, calisthenics are great because you can do them anywhere. And calisthenics are awesome, like he was talking about, because they work, stabilize muscles, and the fact that it's one of those things that's going to work on your posture. And I will talk about this till my head blows up. Whenever you're doing any sort of exercise, you always want to pay attention to your posture. Doesn't matter. I don't care if you're doing dumbbell bicep curls. Where are your shoulders? What's your back doing?
You don't want to hunch like this.
Where are your hips? Posture. And you get a lot of focus on that doing calisthenics that you sometimes don't pay attention to in weights because you're so focused on the weight you're holding. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so like always focus on that. And then to take it another step further, like everyone in this room right now, again, like you could just do like a lat pull down. Like you just like, all you do, sit under a thing, like it doesn't have to be any sort of weight, it could be weight like that, and you just like pull it up, and you like everyone can do that. Not every single person can do like a pull up. It's like requires like more coordination, like always doing the extension and feeling it all in your lat muscles and your biceps and all of that. And you're really focusing on doing. Not everyone can do that just yet. And to go to the ultimate extreme, not everyone can do a handstand push-up without the wall, but everyone can do like shoulder press. Like that is a feat of strength right there. If you can just crank out handstand push-ups, that is just one of those things where it's just like, God dang, bro, what are you doing? It's just like, what do you do? Like, are you mastering gravity or something like that? There are just so many. Yeah, exactly. It's just a cool little thing that not everyone can do. And Goku does these regularly, and they can actually help build strength and coordination because it's working so much more than just your shoulders and your triceps. Like you have to have amazing balance and core strength to do a freaking handstand push-up without the wall. It's like such an insane.
Yeah, because it's not just as you see the picture right there. That guy's legs are pretty straight up in the air. Now, mind you, he's using a bench, so his form's kind of weird. But where his legs are up like that, he's maintaining that postural position. While doing that movement, you can see his body's kind of like an outside of a circle. You see that? Yeah. But you'll see some people when they do handstand push-ups, they've got their legs kind of drooping over and they're bending at the lumbar spine. That's going to be really bad. You keep doing that over a long period of time because it's difficult. It's hard on your posture. So you're actually missing a whole portion of that exercise if you're not maintaining the postural position.
And then the way to build up to doing this so you can actually train like Goku, for those who are interested, was what you can start by balancing against a wall. So like it's just a simple thing, you like go against the wall and then you just start building up to doing it. Like it's gonna be, if you have never done a handstand push-up before and you're like a complete beginner, then you can try doing pike push-ups, and pike push-ups are just where you move your feet up, you put your hands like this and then you just push up like that, like on the ground.
So if you have like a chair or something like that, you can put your feet on the chair, and then you can walk your hands back until your body is straight up and down, and so you've got like a right angle with your butt up in the air, and then you do the push-ups like that. So you're doing more of your body weight, but it's not as much as if you were up against the wall, and it's a little more stability.
Cute, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's a cute angle. But...
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But yeah, like that's a way to build up to doing it, is you just make sure you're doing the handstand push-ups, like slowly just go against the wall, and then like what you do is you focus on holding a handstand. So like just hold a handstand, you know, just hands in the air, just like just, you know, like just doing a basic handstand push-up, like just a basic handstand. I'm sorry, like I just messed up for a second, I guess it's the same
So
thing.
something I want to talk about, like when you're dealing with calisthenics especially, is that you want to think about progressions, but you also want to think about regressions. If you're not at the place where you can do a push-up, go to your countertop in your kitchen, push-ups there. Because you can maintain the postural position and get the reps in without having to lift your whole body weight. That's a perfect regression, so you can build back up to what the standard of that push-up is.
Exactly.
And so I want you to think about, like, expand your mind. And think about, if I can't do the movement that I want to do, what is something that's similar that can get me to the point to do the movement that I want to do?
Exactly. And then of course, like since I was saying earlier, like why doesn't he carry just like a bunch of weights? I mean, it'd just be inconvenient, bro. Like, I mean, I feel like, I mean, Zoro should really talk to Vegeta about getting a gravity room or something like that. Because it's just like, why the heck am I going to carry these big-ass weights everywhere when I could just, like, just crank out thousands. I mean, like, how many, like, sit-ups did Goku do in, like, what was that, a minute? Like, it was like
100 trillion.
100 trillion sit-ups in, like, a minute or something like
To be
that.
fair, he can't count.
Oh, yeah, I get it. Yeah, he was like,
Oh, he technically only did 100.
okay, whatever. He's still good for me. That's still fast. I guess so, and you also taught him to read a certain type of book, so that was interesting. But yeah, like that's one of the things I would just say, like it's convenient, it'll help you build up your strength and just like get you nice and healthy all over and build that functionality so that you're able to do various things for yourself.
And that's not to disparage weightlifting.
Yeah, that's not to disparage weightlifting. I want to say that like weightlifting is fun. Like that's the thing I will always tell people. If you just want to look aesthetically like the characters, just look like them, then weight training will actually get you there pretty faster because you can progressive overload faster. Like with calisthenics, you have to learn all these little trinkets and stuff like that, and you can build up to doing it. It'll just take a bit longer. But if you were to do a bodybuilding routine, I'll hold you in a second. If you were to do like a standard bodybuilding routine, like just bulk up and cut and stuff like that, and just get the aesthetics down, you can easily look like these guys. They're like, I've seen like 30 of these guys working out. There's like 3 Brolys. There's a Goku back there, like freaking standing there. So
He just came here with a shirt off to make us look bad.
It was like, do some handstand push-ups.
Come on, man!
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's a great thing. But we've been talking about like the physical aspect of Goku right now, and I want to talk about something that not a lot of other people talk about, is the mental aspect of Goku. And the mental aspect is, well, someone say, oh, dude, I hate the kids and stuff like that. It's just like Goku does a lot of like meditation and focusing and stuff like that. And a lot of people sort of neglect meditation. I actually have to say I am all for meditation because I have a personal story with it. So back in like 2015, I had like a bit of a anger issue because I like when I was younger, like going through like some bullying and stuff, they gave me some temper issues, so I would like take it out on some people at times that I just didn't deserve it and stuff like that. And I actually lost a close friend because we got into this stupid argument and fight about it. And so I was always hearing about meditation from various people. Like I heard about it from coaches, I heard it from various people. So I tried it for like 10 minutes a day, and I started noticing like so little factors. Like I was like, because I was working at freaking Burger King fast times. Any of you work fast food or anything like that? Like anyone work like customer service? Okay, yeah, anything customer service related, it's just stressful when people come in, you're already mad and you're just trying not to snap on them. And so I was noticing it was helping me hold my temper back, and I was also feeling a lot more focused on like what I was trying to accomplish. So like for instance, if I was like trying to study for a test, I was like, because I was meditating, when you focus on do meditation, you're so focused on like one thing. So for me, I focus on the breathing aspect. So like I'll just like focus on the breath in, the breath out, and the way I do it is just like such a weird way. So like imagine like Azula from Avatar: Last Airbender. And the way I imagine it is like, okay, Azula is like standing up, she's prepping herself up, she's charging her fire, and then she like holds it, she's powering it up, and then and then she just fries her fucking badass enemies or something like that. So she's just like frying them all over. So like that's what I always imagine. So that's what helps me when I'm just like focusing on that breathing aspect. And yeah, it's like had a lot of benefits to me. Like
and meditation doesn't always have to look the same for everybody.
No, it doesn't.
It's about being mindful and present in the moment. So anything can be meditation if you are focusing on it and being mindful and being present in this moment. We very frequently live our lives completely unaware of anything that's going on around us or inside of us. And if we can just take a moment and kind of slow down and turn our attention inward, then we can actually find that there's a lot of stuff that we can improve in ourselves just by being quiet and still and present. And we're talking about the mental aspect of Goku. If you don't have your mental game on point, the rest of it's not going to follow.
Right, exactly.
So if you don't have your habits and your beliefs and everything else squared away and to where you think, I can do this and this is something that I believe I can do, then you won't do it. Because if you don't believe you can do it, you won't, because I believe that the ground is solid, that's why I walk on it.
Yes. And that's
So
perfect.
your actions follow your beliefs.
Yeah, and then to just go off of that right there, I truly believe, like, if you truly want to be like Goku and just improve yourself and just be like, you know, the best you possible, it's just gonna take like 1% better each day. That's like my catchphrase. I always say, like, just focus on little small increments and little simple actions, because like if you get 1% better each day after 100 days, just it's like, oh snap, I'm like feeling really great about myself. Like I'm working on my mental health, I'm focusing on my stable health. And on my channel, I have a thing called the 3-leg stool of fitness, because like I talk about the 3-leg stool of fitness like this. It's like a stool of just health, and it's like to focus on your training, your nutrition, and your sleep schedule. Because like if you're training a lot, you need to sleep properly and you have to eat properly. And like if you just do like 2 of those things, then the other leg will fall apart. Now for years you could probably get away with it. Like if you're a teenager who's got newbie gains, and you go live your life on it. But like it's just, I'm saying, like if you instill these habits right now, it'll be so much more beneficial. Because like if you're working out hard and you're sleeping like a lot, but you're not eating the best foods, then it's just gonna like
you don't have the ability to recover. You don't have the building blocks.
Yeah, exactly. And so like, you know, and it just goes so many ways. Like you eat well and you sleep a lot, that's actually the best one. But then like you're not training properly, that means like, okay, my bones and my muscles are getting weak. Or if you're just eating well, if you're sleeping a lot and working out hard, like I think it's
so if you're neglecting your sleep, that's probably one of the worst things that you
That's my thing. I cannot sleep. Like I would just dream like I have to wake up. I have insomnia.
There's a lot of studies that show the rate of injury increases just with like 3 or 4 hours of sleep missed in a single night. And if you do that on a regular basis, you're really setting yourself up for injury and long-term health problems.
Yes.
And let me tell you right now, people say, oh, you know what, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Well, let me tell you, if you don't start sleeping, you're going to get there faster.
Yeah, exactly. So always take care of yourself. Like this whole project right here, like this is how you get big, this is how you also get healthy. Just eat well, work out hard, sleep a lot, and you too can get those results like other. Just remember, you can just be 1% better each day, and that will get you those Goku gains. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for coming to our thing. This is Q&A time, but thank you all. I appreciate it. This is a take any questions right now. I believe you had a question, right? Didn't you?
My question is with calisthenics, does it affect if you have a high metabolism?
I think it depends on like the person, doesn't it?
Yeah, so your metabolism is going to fluctuate from person to person, and it's really something you kind of have to figure out based on how many track your calories. I don't care if you're trying to lose or gain. Notebook, write down how many calories.
MyFitnessPal. I've been following MyFitnessPal every single day.
He is one of the most obsessive trackers of food and fitness that I've ever seen.
I've tracked 1,800 days on MyFitnessPal in a row now.
Start doing it. If you're not gaining weight, if you find that you're not gaining weight, up your caloric intake a little bit.
The reason why I asked that is because like when I used to work out, when I was with with my grandfather a few months ago, I was working out, but I was losing weight at an exponential rate.
Okay.
But with me, I want to try to gain weight, but also work out.
Eat more
like,
food.
Yeah, eat more food. Like that's a basic thing. Like a lot of people, well, I always ask them like, okay, I need to gain weight. Well, like, let me see your food log, and it's just like, well, food log, and then like, I eat a lot, dude. Like, how much exactly do you know? Do you know exactly how much you eat? So like, just focus on like doing tests. Like again, like MyFitnessPal is a free app. Anyone can download it on their phone. I really should be getting sponsored by them, but this. But it's just like
You talk about it all the time.
I know, right? But it's just like I cannot. I know, right? But like that's what I do suggest. Like try it out. If you don't see any results after like a couple weeks, then just up it a bit more, and then just like, try to make sure you're always just seeing improvements. You don't want to like decrease or anything like that.
Is that?
Oh, go ahead.
This is my last question. But that and does calisthenics help work out like forearms and stuff like that?
If you do pull-ups and stuff like that, they're also like if you do like towel grip pull-ups are phenomenal, or fingertip push-ups are phenomenal as well. Just do those. Right. Yes.
Yeah. So, a couple of things. First, about food. What would you recommend as a diet if you wanna like either gain or you wanna keep yourself healthy? And about sleeping. So 6 hours, is that okay, or you think?
No, 6 hours. Like 6 hours is one of
working person, I think that's the standard, right?
No, okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize this. Like, when you're younger, you need to sleep a lot more because you're growing. You're constantly growing. Like, when a baby is, little kid is always sleeping, it's constantly growing. Just like, try to get those sleep.
Don't underestimate a nap.
Yeah, don't underestimate a nap. That's
For my health.
Yeah. But then, like, also, if you're trying to, like you said, get the food down, I would just suggest, like, healthy, balanced meals. Like, what I always tell people is because people are so livid about their diets, like, no, this is the right way to do it. Like they think there's a diet for all of mankind. It's just like, you gotta find, like, something that works best for you. So like what I always suggest to people is like, just healthy balance. Like don't get all your proteins, just from animal sources. You can get it from variety. You can get like rice and beans and other stuff. But like that doesn't mean don't eat like whatever. Just like get a variety of sources. So that's what I suggest. Like always get tons of fruits and vegetables in every meal. Always just, vary your protein sources. Always just eat like grains.
One last thing. Water or Gatorade?
Water or Gatorade? I drink.
I drink Gatorade all the time.
Well, let me tell you something right now. If anyone in here is trying to lose weight and you're drinking your calories, stop.
I mean, Gatorade, like, the thing is, like, Gatorade's, like, if you're trained, like, if you're just drinking Gatorade, like, oh, Game of Thrones is on. It's just, like, that's not gonna help you
That's
out.
a bad idea.
That's a bad idea, because it's literally just, like, sugar and electrolytes. But if you're, like, training and working out, like, running, it can help you, because it's, like, replenishing you.
But you don't even need like a sports drink that has carbohydrates and that kind of stuff in it unless you're going over like 90 minutes of activity. So you don't even need a Gatorade during your workout.
Yeah, exactly. You could just like use water. I think water is just like absolutely fine. Like if you feel like water is too plain or anything like that, then you can always add like stuff like I add lemon juice to mine, and like you can also add there's this little thing called Miles. You don't have to spam it, but it's like a little flavor enhancer. You can just pour it in your drink and it just makes it taste better. So that's what I suggest. You have a question?
I've realized when I deadlift, I've gotten to a higher weight and I've been losing a little bit of grip strength. I got a little grip thing to help with my grip. I didn't know if there's another thing to help with grip so I can keep going higher with my deadlifts.
Well, you like had a whole class. You had a whole class on this. I remember this.
So where are you losing the grip at the bottom of the movement or the top of the
As
movement?
soon like halfway, I'm closer to the top. I feel like I'm about to drop it.
What's your 1RM?
It's for my max is 195 right
What do you weigh?
I weigh 157 right now.
Okay, try static overhand holds, like hanging from a bar.
Okay.
That's one thing that you can do because the grippers are nice and all, but the problem is that you're not gripping and letting go on a bar. You're holding the whole time. So you need to get used to whatever's going to be closest to the thing that you're trying to train for. Specificity. So hang on to that bar or hold on to something that's less than your max for time.
Okay.
In that position, maintaining that postural position and everything. And so that'll get you closer to that. So if you're having a hard time, what's your current training routine? Like, are you working on like doubles, singles, like?
Well, I just made it personal for me. I power lift.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
Mondays is squats, but I mix in like a little bit of upper body, whatever suits it well. And Fridays is my deadlift.
Yeah.
And I do major things like back workouts, tricep, a few things that work with that.
So,
as
but when
well.
you actually do your deadlift workout, what is your progression? Like, are you doing a pyramid? Or are you doing like 5 sets of 5? Or
I'll do 5 sets of 5, and when I get a little bit higher, I'll do, if I think, like when I get worried about my grip, I might do just a set of 3, if I feel like if it's gonna drop, like I just get nervous about that.
Gotcha, yeah. Okay, so I mean, continue on with your training as you're doing. I would just add some additional grip work in as far as like trying to hold on to the bar long term, because what you might be experiencing is a lack of stamina in holding on to the bar, because you're talking about it happens later in your sets.
It's when I get a little bit heavier. And should I do the grip training before, like a day off, like when I'm?
You can do it on another day. Yeah, that's more specific. And also, if you're having, if you're having a hard time holding with a double overhand grip, which I recommend for postural sake, but at the very end, if you're like, crap, I can't hold into this, alternate your grip, switch grip. Yep, and then you can do that on both sides. Don't just do it one side. Make sure that you do it on both sides so you don't end up like
With muscle.
muscular imbalances suck. Don't
They
do.
do. They do.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright. What's up?
How you doing?
Good, you?
I'm okay. I got a question.
Yes.
What's your favorite calisthenics workout that just like makes you feel amazing right after?
Oh God, there's this one that I've been doing recently where you do like push-ups for as many as you can do for 30 seconds. Then like I think it was like a time workout. So you do push-ups, pull-ups, Hindu squats, and then you rest for like 30 seconds, and then you just repeat that as many times as you can for like 20 minutes. And like afterwards, I'm just like drenched in sweat, and I like look all pumped up. I'm like, yeah, boy.
There's so much,
boy.
there's so much blood in those muscles. You're like,
yeah, it just feels amazing after. Like that is one of my favorites. Just like, if I could only do 3 exercises, it's gonna be like push-ups, pull-ups, squats. Like I love it because it feels like it's burning. It's just like, why am I doing this? I mean, how long is left? Oh, 8 minutes. I can do this. And I just put on Goku's training scene dynamic where he's just like doing the sit-ups, like, and it's just like it's so hype. It gets you like going. I love
turn
it.
on the song from Battle God.
Oh yeah.
Hero.
Oh yeah. All right. That's one of my favorites. All right. Any other questions? We got one.
Hi, Jax. I had a couple questions.
Sure.
So, not to make you repeat yourself, but like for me, I've been trying to lose weight, so I started eating some like Waco's Greek yogurt, some organic cereal with like some coconut milk or whatever, and just eating like drinking a lot of water. What do you suggest is a good diet for like just losing weight and then like maybe worrying about like muscle gain later on?
Well, the thing is, like, if you're just focusing on just trying to lose fat, I say like lose fat because like people will misconstrue losing weight and losing fat the same thing, because like you can go from being a bigger person to a smaller person just by losing weight. Like you don't have like any muscle definition on you. Like some people will make the mistake of just doing cardio to like lose weight, but not doing any strength training. That's not gonna help.
Not realizing how much of that weight loss is muscle mass.
Yeah, exactly. So like if you focus on doing both cardio and strength training when losing it, and you will see results faster. Also, another thing that most people fail to realize is just like losing body fat comes from just a caloric deficit. Like hell, there was a thing like I remember I did a test on myself basically where I just ate like pizza for a week by staying in the deficit, and I was just like, oh yeah, but like you want to make sure you're eating healthy foods that benefit the body too. Like I'm just saying this like a thing. Just as long as you're doing things like MyFitnessPal is a godsend for this. But it's just like as long as you are in a caloric deficit, you're eating less than your maintenance calories for the day, you will lose that fat gradually. And I think it's better to lose it gradually than to do it all at once. Because a lot of people have the mistake of just trying to lose their weight like rapidly. Like, oh, I gotta be butt naked for this thing coming up, so I gotta like cut my diet down to this.
You didn't get out of shape overnight, so don't expect to get in shape overnight. And as far as your calories are concerned, like he was saying, it's just the deficit. So it's just basic biological math. You have a certain amount of calories that you burn just existing, and then you have a certain amount of calories that you burn in the activities that you do during the day. If you eat under that amount, congratulations, you lose weight.
Yes. And here's another factor I want to put in is that some people like don't realize this too. When you're trying to get to a certain like a look and aesthetic for yourself, if the methods you use to get to it will primarily be like if you want to maintain that. So like let's say I'm trying to get like I don't know like ridiculous like low super body fat like super ripped, look like Bruce Lee, like action figure or something like that, right? And if I'm trying to do that and I'm following like a super strict diet and I finally get to it, it's not going to be like maintainable for me to maintain that. Like if you notice, a lot of celebrities have this issue too, where they get like really in shape for a role, but then you see them off, and it's just like, oh, unless you're Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth.
I mean, you can look at bodybuilders the same way. It's like bodybuilders have a certain amount of time that they're show ready, and then like that's almost when they're at their absolute weakest.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
They're ready, they're show ready. They look amazing, but they're weak as hell. And let me tell you right now, like when I was fighting and I was at my fight weight, like even though like I trained my conditioning a whole bunch, like being at my fight weight with as lean as I was, I felt like shit. It did like I was more fatigued. Like why in the second round am I breathing so hard? It's like because my certain body types don't necessarily like to be as lean as the six. I've had the six pack. It's nice, but I don't feel good and I get sick a lot when I have it. So I don't like to have it.
Yeah, and then like just to go off that one more point again, like I always tell people to focus on the health aspect. Like you want to feel good because sometimes you can't really appreciate like, oh, my chest hurts, my arms hurt, my legs hurt. Like it's like if you're like super in shape all the time, sort of like being old, like you're tired all the time, you're like sore, all this hurts. You have to think about getting up. Like should I get? Oh, I might throw my back out because I did stuff like that. So just always focus on that.
Jax, one more question. Where did you get this cool Jotaro outfit from?
I actually have a friend who does like all my stuff, like the tunes, stuff like that. I have a friend who will like say like he'll send me like some stuff like that.
Yeah, he does. Website or something?
No, I have a friend who like will send me a link to because like they cosplay and they're just like, oh, there you go, just yeah.
Is it Elizabeth?
Yeah.
It looks
Is it
really
Elizabeth
cool.
Ridge?
Oh no, I wish.
Thanks.
Yes.
I'd like to first say thanks for taking your time to ask your questions and actually this first half of
Oh, that's fine.
the signature. But my question is that if I missed this in the answer, really, I apologize.
It's fine.
What's your opinion to like convention work, like tire flips, hammers, and I know you said you used to fight, so how do you feel about jujitsu training?
Love it. I love it.
So anything, I like to talk to people about fitness in terms of what you enjoy doing.
Yes.
So your fitness is not necessarily going to look like somebody else's fitness.
Yeah,
So don't compare. Find the thing that you like and do the shit out of it. Like do it a lot. So if you like doing jiu-jitsu and you like flipping tires and you like chopping down trees, go do that. Because eventually you're going to get in really good shape doing that, and then you're going to be like, well, I've been doing this for a while and I've got some gains from it, but I'm sort of missing some things here. And then you're going to have the motivation to kind of fill in those gaps by itself. So start with what you love and you're going to find your way.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen.
And then there's like, I want to talk about this too, like, because like, especially in this world of social media, like, no matter what fitness results you reach, like, you will never please everyone. All right, so for example, like, let's say you bulk up, right? Like, you're just like, oh, I want to bulk up and fill myself out. All right, yeah, I'm looking good. Some people are like, yeah, dude, you bulked up. Some people are like, dude, he's on roids. He's on roids. Like, oh, he got fat? Yeah, fat as fuck. Okay. Or there's like, okay, I'm going to lean myself out of it.
What happened to all your gains, dude?
Yo, what's your gains, bro? You're getting scrawny, bro. What the hell, dude? And it's just like going, and then like, let's say you reach like a physique that like, looks super great, and you're like, I feel good. Like, I want to look at myself butt naked in the morning, every mirror, just like that. But then like, they just be like, oh, dude, his delts are lagging. His pecs need some work, or something like that. So it's just like, don't focus on anyone else. Focus on what you want to be.
There's always going to be somebody that's got something to say.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You're talking about the tunes.
Yes.
I can't remember exactly. Those are pretty much like the basic workouts, right? Have you ever thought of doing an intermediate and advanced version of the Tough Like the Tunes?
Oh, well, there are some Tough Like the Tunes I would say are advanced. Like, for instance, I just did a Baki the Grappler Tough Like the Tunes.
Yes, that's the latest one.
Yeah, that one was like, I would not give that to a beginner because like, I made it in two parts where one part you actually can build and bulk up it was like a standard bodybuilding routine where you can bulk up to be like muscular like Baki. And then there was one where I was like, you want to be conditioned and athletic like Baki, where you had to like do 2-a-days and all this stuff. And I think like every Tough Like the Tunes I do can actually be made intense just by your effort, because I'm inviting you to max yourself out. Like for instance, when I do something like the Mikasa Ackerman Tough Like the Tunes, It's like you have to do certain workouts for 45 seconds of time. If they become too easy, then it's just like, okay, you try to beat the record of reps you can do in that amount of time, and then just constantly keep improving yourself. Like that's what I make certain time workouts. Or if you like, because if you ever feel like, oh, this is too easy, then you got to find a way to improve either by adding
and that's kind of what we talked about earlier with like, you can have, if it's too hard, do an easier version. If it's too easy, do a harder version. And Jax has got some badass, everybody in here's watched stuff like the tunes, right?
Yes.
Yes, good. Badass stuff.
Thank you so much. So you Sensei, like you got great stuff too.
Like what he was just talking about on Real Anime Training is a thing that we have on the Anime Trainer channel. We have a lot of different individual workouts because like what Jax tends to do is he tends to look at somebody and says, okay, this is what they look like aesthetically. How can I build you to look like that? And what we do on Real Anime Training is we essentially say, okay, this is the training that they did. How can we make that applicable for real life? And what would you get out of that if it were real life?
Right, exactly.
And so like we do sort of the same thing, but we do it differently.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. Any other questions?
Oh,
Sure. Go ahead first.
oh, so I'm in college and I have to take an Adderall.
Okay.
Like I don't eat for like 3 days,
Oh.
and then I'll have to work out and I don't sleep.
He got prescribed.
Can you drink? Do you have?
Yeah.
Can you like drink liquid?
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
that okay? Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
shakes.
Shakes.
Yeah, shakes.
All day.
Yeah, shakes all day. Like you could take like 2 big mass gainer shakes that you could get for like you just pour it in, and then you just like there was this great one that was like you could have like a 1,200 calorie shake that you just like knock back, and like if you have 2 of those a day, like, I mean it's not the healthiest thing. I always suggest people eat like their healthy meals, but like if you say you don't have an appetite and you're just trying to,
You got to do what you got to do.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And I mean, like even if it's one of those things where it's like, man, this is too heavy, I can't do it in one sitting. Sip it throughout the whole day, man.
Yeah, just sip
do
it,
what
bro.
you have to do. You can do it. It's not a
Before I
problem.
would I just want to eat and I'd be like, I'm gonna try to load up on food, but I'm pretty sure it would fuck up my metabolism like real bad.
Right. No, yeah, you'd be fine, man. Just like again, just sip if you cannot like if you don't have to.
If you can't slam the shake or whatever, just like yeah, but like for everybody, when I said don't drink your calories, that's a different thing.
Yes.
So there are a lot of BCAAs and protein shakes and different brands out there. Do you have any recommendations?
Honestly,
Just for
like for me, I just go with like on like branched chain amino acids. Like they're just like they have the orange powder one. I just take that and put in the thing because like there are some like BCAAs that like I don't know, like the taste. It just like to me like taste is a big thing. Like because like the way I live my life is I want to enjoy like eating most of the stuff I do. It's like when I'm cooking, I'm using a bunch of seasonings and like flavoring the chicken and stuff like that, and just making sure like it's edible. Because I had just bland chicken breast, broccoli, brown rice when I used to do photo shoots. And it was just shooting down. But it was just like one of those things. It's just I could not take it. But like I just learned a lot of seasonings and various things like that. But yeah, that's what I.
You know, I mean, I come from like an older like. I'm not that much older than you, but like when like I was lifting like when I was 10 years old and whatever. So like when I used to drink protein shakes, they were terrible. And so like I just learned like and we're done. And it's like so it doesn't for me if taste is not an issue for you, find one that's got a good review and it has some like good third party like reviews from like that are not just customers and go with that. Now, like as far as like an actual specific recommendation, we can't really do that because that's outside the scope of our practice as personal trainers. But like, you know, I can tell you what we do.
Yeah, I can tell you what we do. Like I use like on and there's this actually. See, I'm salty because I don't know what the protein powder is, but in my gym they have like a little shake bar afterwards. You can get like a protein shake after your thing, and they have like I guess just Gold's Gym protein. I don't know what they do. They like make it and they make it a shake, and it's like the best thing ever. I have a Gold's Gym.
Okay.
Yeah, like I have a Gold's Gym membership. I also LA Fitness one, but like I don't know what they do. But
I have export.
oh, export. Okay. Any more questions? We got like 2 minutes left. Okay.
How do y'all? My friend always uses pre-workout when he works out. I don't think people need it. What do y'all do it?
I don't use pre-workout because I'm just gonna be there's some kids in here, right? I used to take this pre-workout. It made me horny as hell. I was like walking, and I would just be like, I see a belly button. It just got me like there, and it was just, oh god. time. So I honestly don't take pre-workout, and also I like have a naturally high energy. So like if I do take I'm like do not see me on caffeine. I would be bouncing all around the wall like freakazoid and stuff.
And I wouldn't recommend a pre-workout for anybody who's not like, like, dude, I just worked a 12-hour shift and I gotta hit the gym. This is the only time I've got. I understand. Do it. But make sure that you start small and that you do one that's not gonna make you feel like a jittery mess and your heart's gonna blow off.
Holy shit. Jack 3D at night is
Yes, sir.
Y'all were talking about caloric intake, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What specific diets would y'all recommend for healthy foods? Because if I'm just tracking my caloric intake and I'm eating stuff that's not healthy, then that's not really good for me either.
Well, you can have you can lose weight and gain weight doing that, but what you just want to do is you want to think about, like he was talking about fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean meats, that kind of stuff, and then you want to fill in your caloric amount for the day with those foods in a balance.
Exactly. All right, I think we got time for 2 more questions. So, my friend.
As far as like, I understand like getting show ready and everything, eat bland chicken and whatnot, but why do seasonings make that much of a difference? Isn't it just sodium?
No, actually, like you can get like natural things like peppers and paprikas and stuff like that. It's just like
Honestly, I think a lot of that has to do with like bodybuilding culture. They're like, gotta go hard.
I gotta go hard, man. I can't just like eat the raw.
It's like, I don't need no seasoning.
I don't need no seasoning. I'm just gonna put everything in the blender.
No, seriously. I watched this one lady who was huge, freaking huge, whole meal blender, chicken and all, drank it.
Yeah. Okay, well we have time for one more question. All right.
How do you feel about training masks? Training masks. Like, do you feel like
altitude training masks?
No, do you feel like it's necessary for a workout, a training mask?
I've used some variety, and to me, I didn't really feel like that big a difference. I mean, it was cool. I felt like pain, like, oh yeah, it's okay.
So there's been some peer-reviewed studies on those training masks. You do get a performance boost from using those training masks over a period of time, but they have to do primarily with your ability to take in more oxygen into your lungs. It doesn't have anything to do with altitude stuff because the amount of oxygen in the air that you're breathing, even though it's a smaller amount of air that you're breathing, is still the same percentage. So you're not going to get that adaptation of the higher red blood cell count like you would if you were actually training at altitude.
Okay. And then you had a question, Joe.
Yeah. What's your opinion on using intermittent fasting?
I love intermittent fasting. I've been doing this since 2012 because the Hodge twins. I love that. I've been doing it for a while. Like, it helps me just keep my appetite moderately. So because if I want to, I just don't eat first thing in the morning. I eat around 2 p.m. and then I feel good. I'll drink some branched chain amino acids or something like that, and then I'm perfectly fine. And then I'll have a big meal because I like to eat big meals. I don't like to eat like a little squirrel. Just all right, there we go. I hate that shit. Yeah.
But intermittent fasting also helped me moderate my blood sugar. Because I used to eat 6 meals a day, like classic bodybuilding, and I always felt like I was gonna crash, before I could get to my next meal. And so I was like, you know what? I've been hearing people talk about intermittent fasting, and I might die, but I'm gonna try it. And so I did intermittent fasting for about 3 days. I felt kind of bad, and then all of a sudden, I haven't eaten for 20 hours. How am I still functioning? What the hell? And so I did never have any sugar crash, and I was like, holy crap, did I do that to myself? Did I create that glucose cycle that made me have high crash? I screwed myself. Congratulations, I played myself.
Yeah. Okay, and then I believe the woman in the back had one question. We'll say you have a final question. So
you run up to.
Kind of similar to what someone said up there too, but I have high metabolism, also she's only 5'1", and she's only 5 feet, so it's really hard to gain weight. Or I gain weight just like you said, I want to gain muscle, kind of great, so
right.
Myself, but we lived for we've never been big, about we weighed about our high has only been 105.
Right.
Ever. That's the highest we've ever gone.
Oh.
It's really tight.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so again, I would just go with. Do you have an appetite, or is it? Okay, because I have a few clients like that too, and then again, I just had the same suggestion. I had if you can, let me see if there's like this 1,200 calorie shake that you can like get it like, because I understand like high metabolism, like when I have like ridiculous high metabolism, my friend can guarantee this right there. So like it's just I just consider just, you know, drinking more of the calories if you can. Like again, I'm not saying like that's the best thing, but like you gotta do what you gotta do.
Don't drink calories by like, oh, I had 5 sodas today, because that's kind of a different issue.
Yeah, that's gonna be another issue. Yes, but like I just again, like what you're doing with the sick meals, and then you know just have a shake in there too if you're really just trying to add that lean muscle tissue.
And you can even do that, a shake, like a small shake at every meal that you eat. Yeah. So like instead of having water with your meal, have a shake. And then it's like, by the end of the day, you maybe added 1,500 calories into your diet just by drinking that shake with your meals.
Yeah. Oh no, okay, so there's this misconception, like, alright, like, cardio is great for your heart and lung endurance, which I think, like, especially when you're past 30, is really important just for, like, health issues. Yeah. Yes, I'm sorry since I have to tell you this. Okay, but like, yes, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Now, if you're going for a certain aesthetic, some people don't like to do moderate paced cardio because they believe like, oh, that's gonna burn a bunch of muscle and stuff like that. But there are various studies that show like that it's been mixed on certain things. So like, I would suggest either HIIT or list cardio. Like list cardio is just brisk walking, like literally just walking around this con. You're just burning just fat, baby. Like there you go, just getting leaned out there. And then if you're like doing like HIIT cardio, it's just like a sprint. You can only do it for 15 minutes, and it's gonna like help you just like put you in an anabolic state where you're just like, oh, I gotta burst my ass off. I gotta go like this, and like you can only do it for 15 minutes, feel good. But like again, like I don't think if you're trying to build muscle, I would probably hold off on the moderate pace where you're jogging or something like that, because that can have like, I mean a bit like extra calories that you don't need. But like that's just my opinion. I do think you should do cardio. You know, like there's this demonization of cardio going on that I just do not approve of, and I'm just saying like yeah, just do that.
I think that's all the time we have.
Okay, that's all the time we have. But thank you all for coming. They're holographic like Charizard.
Well, you collect 5 of them, you can summon Exodia.
Yeah.